Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. It is going to be a wrestling heavy Saturday down in Los Angeles. My girlfriend left to go to Los Angeles this morning. She actually invited me to go along to see if she could drop me off and see if I could go to these shows. But honestly, it was mostly the price that lost my interest. The tickets were just too damn expensive. But it is going to be When Worlds Collide. It is going to be a show with WWE and Mexico, AAA. If you remember back at WrestleMania, it was announced that WWE had bought a Lucha Libre company, and this is going to be like the intro event to kind of show us what it's all about. You've got people like Ethan Page from NXT. You've got Phoenix from SmackDown. You've got Stephanie Fakir is going to be wrestling on both shows from Monday Night Raw. So it is just going to be a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It's going to be fun to see how everything kind of mixes together in the pot. That's going to start at noon on, it's actually on WWE's YouTube page. So that'll be fun to check out. I'm not going to tell you a lot about those matches because I'll tell you 100% the truth. I've never watched any Lucha Libre in my life, so that kind of might be what makes it fun. But at the same time, it's like when I used to watch NXT, or if I used to flip on NXT out of the blue. If I was even to watch it today, I wouldn't know who the heck anybody is, and it would take me a little bit to get lost. But if they wrestle the style of action that I think they're going to, I think they're going to hook some people, and it's going to be fun to see what WWE is thinking with buying AAA. If they can get people to watch Mexican wrestling the way that, like in 2015, 2016, people really jumped on to watching Japanese wrestling when the Bullet Club was running wild. So, maybe they can find something there to keep our interest, and people find a way to watch that, I guess you can say. What if they found a way to put that on TV, weekly for us or something like that? But still looking for a bleed over with those people coming maybe to NXT. Monday Nitro had such success. Having the luchador matches on Nitro back in the day. You never know if we're just going to get some random match on Raw or something like that, or on SmackDown. SmackDown's going to keep on 3 hours. I can see them doing something like that, but then it might be weird that they have to, give them weird contracts or something like that to come to America or wrestle or something like that. But we'll see. Money in the Bank is honestly what I'm really pumped about more than anything else. Only 4 matches on the show. I really thought they were going to add a match on SmackDown, even though it seemed like they already put out the pay-per-view card, promotional, pictures and things like that. But it'd be really easy to change the graphic if they were going to add a match. The one thing that I'm pointing out more than anything else would be CM Punk and Sami Zayn are not booked for the show. Which doesn't mean they're not going to be in Los Angeles. I really think that they are. Seth Rollins seems like he's such a heavy betting favorite in the men's Money in the Bank match. I almost want to change my pick just to make it a little bit more fun. I can see, especially with Rollins going to SmackDown last night for the first time. Well, not the first time in his career, but the first time of this group. And basically causing devastation on the people that were going to be the men's Money in the Bank match, that I can see people like CM Punk and Sami Zayn not wanting him to have that Money in the Bank. A lot of people are pointing to, LA Knight's new shirt is the same colors as the Money in the Bank briefcase for the men's match. It makes a little bit of sense. I mean, it honestly really does. I listened to an interview, I think it was the Masked Man show, talking about the way that Triple H is the head booker of WWE, and he's not really a big fan of this Money in the Bank gimmick, people running in with the briefcase. And that's why you either see them get rid of the briefcase right away, like Drew McIntyre last year trying to cash in at the Money in the Bank show, or, somebody like Tiffany Stratton really keeping the briefcase for a long time and not really having any kind of buildup to her having it, just kind of carrying it around for a really long time until they found a time and place for her to strike. It wasn't like a continuous long writing style with her doing it. So I don't really want to pick LA Knight because I'm not the biggest fan of his, but I really could see Seth Rollins not winning the match, because even though he doesn't have the briefcase, he's still got Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. Anytime that he can set himself up with Paul Heyman to get him a championship match, like he did against Jey Uso about a month ago on Raw, I think he's a heavy favorite to win any match. And I think he can win almost any match to put himself into title contention, especially for that belt. Anybody from SmackDown who wins it, who's going to be, sort of hunting after John Cena and Cody Rhodes, that seems like a long-term ordeal. I think LA Knight would either switch brands, which it kind of seems like they're done with the whole deal of people being free agents, being able to jump between Raw and SmackDown, or LA Knight is going to be camping out with that for a long time. I don't see LA Knight trying to cash in on John Cena. That's not going to end well. And I don't see him going after Cody Rhodes. I mean, it's not like he's a full-fledged babyface, but that doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. Women's Money in the Bank, I had picked Stephanie Vakir. I saw my buddy Mike really wants Julia to win it. There's 3 real rookies, people really just starting out in the division. It'd be cool to see one of them in there. The queens, I guess you can say, or the established veterans of the women's division. I mean, it's crazy. Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair not involved in this match, so it almost seems like they're doing some sort of a youth movement in WWE. So I could see one of them youngsters getting it. Stephanie's my pick. She just won my heart, I guess you can say, on Monday Night Raw. And then Becky Lynch against Lyra Valkyrie. Not really pumped about this match. I hope that it's really good. I can see myself drifting away from my computer and sort of like I'm just waiting for it to finish. But I pick Lyra Valkyrie to get the win there. I think the stipulation of not having another match for that title isn't that big of a deal, because I don't think Lyra Valkyrie, the way that she's being used on Raw, and especially the way they use that championship, this is probably one of the biggest matches that they've had with the mid-card women's belts. The United States belt, it was on Saturday night's main event twice, and they just disappear when it comes to pay-per-view time. So this match actually beyond pay-per-view is kind of big. But it's going to be a big day of wrestling. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. And I'm home all alone. Let's do it. Peace out, guys.